Okay, so AI. Right. It's everywhere you turn these days.
It really is. And it's not just some futuristic fantasy anymore.
Exactly. Like we're past the point of, hey, remember AI? It's more like, hold on, is AI already running everything?
Yeah, it's getting deeply woven into our world in ways we don't even realize.
And one of the big things I keep bumping into is this whole multimodal AI thing.
All right.
Sounds important, but what's the deal with that?
So think about how we experience the world, right? It's not just one sense at a time.
True, it's like sight, sound, all of it hitting you at once.
Exactly. Multimodal AI is about giving AI that same ability. Instead of just processing text, it can take in images, audio, even video, all at the same time.
Whoa. So it's not just reading a book. It's like AI walks into a party and instantly gets the vibe from, what, the music, the conversations, everything.
It's more like understanding the entire scene, just like we do. Google's working on this. Their Gemini project is all about multimodal AI.
Gemini's is ringing a bell. So how does that even work in the real world?
Imagine you're a doctor. Okay, you've got a patient in front of you.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
With Gemini, you wouldn't just have their medical scans. You'd have an AI analyzing their tone of voice when they describe their symptoms, their facial expressions, even picking up on subtle cues that we might miss.
It's like having a superpower diagnostic tool.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. Think about education. What if AI could tailor lessons to how a student is actually learning?
Wait, by like reading their faces if they're bored or confused?
Precisely. It could analyze engagement levels, adjust the pace, even suggest different learning styles in real time.
Okay, that's next level. We've gone from robots taking our jobs to robots making sure our kids actually learn algebra.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, honestly. The applications are pretty much endless.
This is a lot to take in.
Yep.
But before we get too carried away with all the cool possibilities, we got to talk about the whole responsibility thing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing about AI, right? It's not just about what it can do, it's about what we should do with it.
It's like we've opened Pandora's box a little. All this potential, but also, potential for things to go sideways.
That's why the whole ethical AI thing is such a big deal right now.
Yeah, ethical AI. Sounds like something out of a philosophy textbook.
It kind of is in a way. We're talking about defining what's right and wrong when it comes to AI.
Okay, so how do you even begin to do that? Is there like an AI rule book somewhere?
Not exactly a rule book, but there are guidelines and frameworks being developed. Organizations like the EU, even the US, are trying to figure out how to govern AI development.
So someone's trying to put a fence around this thing, not just letting it run wild.
It's a work in progress for sure, but the idea is to have some ground rules, principles like transparency, so we know how AI is making decisions, and fairness, to make sure it's not biased against anyone.
Okay, that makes sense. But AI is complicated, right? Like, how do you make sure it's actually following the rules?
It's tricky. One idea is to have these independent audits where experts can look under the hood of an AI system and make sure it's aligned with these ethical standards.
So, kind of like an AI watchdog. I like that.
Exactly. And then there's the whole data privacy issue.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. All this AI gobbling up information, it's kind of creepy, right?
We have to be careful. I mean, it's one thing for AI to help doctors with diagnoses, but do we want it knowing our every online move?
Yeah, where do we draw the line?
Exactly. Stronger regulations around data privacy are crucial. We need to make sure people understand what data is being collected, how it's being used, and have control over it.
Because right now it feels like we're clicking agree on those terms and conditions without really knowing what we're agreeing to.
It's about finding that balance, right, between the potential benefits of AI and protecting our fundamental rights.
Okay, so ethical AI, data privacy, it's a lot. But there's another elephant in the room, right? Jobs. Everyone's worried about robots taking over.
Right. It's the classic sci-fi fear.
But is it really all doom and gloom? Or is there a more nuanced way to look at it?
I think it's more about AI changing the types of jobs that exist, not necessarily eliminating them altogether.
So we're not all going to be out of work. There's hope.
There's definitely hope. But we need to adapt. Think of it as AI augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them entirely.
Okay, so more like AI as a tool, not a replacement.
Yeah, think of it like this. Instead of a doctor being replaced by an AI, the AI helps the doctor make better, faster diagnoses, frees them up to focus on the human side of things.
Makes sense. So it's more about, what, learning new skills, working alongside AI.
Exactly. We need to focus on education, retraining programs, helping people thrive in a world where AI is a collaborator, not a competitor.
Because if we can't beat them, join them.
Right. Something like that. But all this talk of AI doing things, for us, it makes you wonder, what about AI actually creating things like art, music, even writing?
Right, because we've seen those AI-generated images,
Yeah.
heard the AI-composed music. It's getting good, like scarily good. It's kind of freaky, right? Like,
Yeah.
if AI can paint a masterpiece and compose a symphony, what's left for us humans to do?
It's a question a lot of people are asking. Are we becoming obsolete? Is human creativity doomed? But I think that's the wrong way to look at it.
Okay, so give me the optimistic spin. How does AI actually help creativity, not kill it?
Think of it this way. Imagine AI as a partner, not a replacement. Like, instead of an AI composing an entire symphony on its own, what if it helps a human composer explore new melodies, new harmonies, things they might never have thought of?
So it's like AI takes care of the technical stuff, and the human artist brings the, I don't know, the soul, the emotion.
It's more about expanding the possibilities, like that AI image generator, Day. It's not replacing artists, it's giving them a new tool to express their vision.
Right, like a digital paintbrush that can create things you could never imagine.
Exactly. And it's not just visual art. AI can help writers overcome writer's block, suggest plot twists, even generate different writing styles.
So it's less about AI being the artist and more about AI being the artist's assistant.
Precisely. AI can handle the tedious tasks, the repetitive stuff, leaving human creators free to focus on the big picture, the emotional impact, the things that truly make art resonate with people.
Makes sense. But what about the legal side of things? Like, if I use AI to help me write a song, who actually owns the copyright?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. And honestly, the law is still trying to catch up with the technology.
Because right now, it's like copyright law is written for a world where humans make the art, not machines, right?
Exactly. It's uncharted territory. Some people say the person who used the AI tool owns the copyright. Others say AI should have some claim. It gets complicated fast.
It's going to be a legal nightmare, I can already tell. Lawyers are going to have a field day with this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. This is just the beginning of the debate. And it's not just about copyright. It raises questions about what it means to be creative in the first place.
Right. Like, if an AI can churn out a hit song in 5 minutes, does that devalue human creativity?
It's making us rethink the whole concept of art. And I don't think there are any easy answers. It's a conversation we need to have as a society.
Because it's clear that AI is here to stay, and it's changing everything so fast.
That's the thing about technology, right? It just keeps moving forward, whether we're ready or not.
Well, I think we covered a lot of ground today, from how AI is becoming more like us with this whole multimodal thing to the ethical dilemmas, the impact on jobs, and now this whole creativity explosion.
Yeah.
It's a lot to wrap our heads around.
It is, and it's only going to get more complex from here.
But that's the exciting part too, right? We're figuring this out as we go. Who knows what crazy AI stuff we'll be talking about next year?
That's the beauty of it. It's an ongoing discovery. And hopefully we can shape this technology for good, using it to solve problems, enhance our lives, and maybe, just maybe, make the world a little more creative along the way.
On that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI. As always, thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring the future, one algorithm at a time.